Hello and welcome to NTFL Prelim Final Week here in Darwin. We're at TIO Stadium, under 18 boys. This is AFLNT's coverage of the final series. Looking forward to a great game of football here and really looking forward to calling my first game of footy with Matty Hepworth. Good evening.
G'day Sam, great to be with you on a beautiful Friday night here in Darwin. Smells like finals in the air, and of course it's a big few weeks in the NTFL with the grand final coming up next weekend. But this evening we're watching St Mary's up against Darwin Buffaloes. Of course the men's under 18. Some quality players on the field. I note a few of these names have played in the Premier League this season. As the umpire holds the ball up in the air with play about to get underway. Darwin Buffaloes will be heading to the airport end for the first quarter, which means St Mary's will be heading to the Michael Long Centre. The play about to get underway. The umpire throws the ball up in the air. It's an early lead for St Mary's there, though it's been a great tackle by the Buffs there. And they'll get the free for it into the hands of Wanamurra. Well, he'll send it straight to a Saints player, though. They'll be working hard to get it out here in defence. And that'll go right into the hands of Cronin, who'll line up. And there you go. 26 seconds on the board. And the Buffs get the first goal, Sam.
What a start. What a start by the Buffs in this game here. The tackling pressure on from the get-go. And they're rewarded with an early goal. That's a great start. You couldn't ask for a better start if you were the coach of the Buffaloes in this scenario.
You'd certainly be pretty happy with that one. Tyson Cronin. Great start for him. Buffs draw first blood on the board.
And you need to draw a first blood looking at the history here. St Mary's, last time they played 8-16-64 to Buffs 3-6-24. So convincing winners last time, St Mary's. So they'll be a good start there.
We're back in the centre and it's the Buffs with a clear tap again as they work it out through the centre now. See a handball get away. It'll be picked up by Saints gear. And they'll have a chance within their forward 50 now, but it seems that it's Buffs with the numbers at the moment. There'll be the switches on here, and the Buffs will work it along the grandstand end of the field with a bit of a chase on now. Into the hands of Munama. Bit of a spill there once again by Matt Cronin on the ball with a goal just a few moments ago. A big long ball inside 50. And the Buffs will be happy to work that back after down in the Saints forward 50 just a moment ago. Sam.
But incredibly easy there for Buffs to transition the play across wings there and bring it down the ground. Maybe a St Mary's, a bit more man-on-man action required, Matty.
Certainly might be as we see the umpire throw it back in. We are just inside the Buffs forward 50. 2 minutes gone first quarter here at TIO Stadium. Be St Mary's with the beautiful clearance kick though. Once again, Sam, it's the Buff players that are everywhere and they're just getting it back in the 52 easily. But cut off by the Saints defender there.
Just need to stabilise here, Saints.
Yeah, certainly looking to slow things down now in the hands of Chisholm. He'll go long, always dangerous going into the centre of the field, and that one certainly did not pay off. Right down the throat of the Buffs player there. So once again, plenty of forward entries for the Buffs, nice and early. And lucky once again on that last line of defence, Darby Gira there. Saints trying something a little bit different this time. They're going to go down the long end of the field. So they work their way inboard. Brave mark there by the Saints midfielder. Just manages to get the ball away before the tackle.
Pressure's incredible so far.
Yeah, Slewinski working hard there to keep the momentum going for the Saints. Once again, they'll go long, but couldn't quite make it inside forward 50 as the Buffs cut it off there, and they'll work their way back infield.
You got numbers everywhere, Matty.
Oh, they're just quite easily holding on to the ball here at the moment, Buffs. But in saying that, great cut-off mark by Michael Coleman there for the Saints. And he'll look to see what they can do this time, coming down the wing. And that is a great mark by Baldock there. It's a low kick and there was a big hit on one of the Buffs players there, but he's bounced back up straight away. Ball in hand. Cut off by the Saints here though, in the likes of Baldock again. Chance here for St Mary's as they go long inside 50. They've got a bit of a run on here. Durkay, can he do it? Yes, he can. The Saints are on the board.
Buffs really just shot themselves in the foot there. They had a lot of that play. They were doing it so easy, moving the ball around the ground, and they just butchered a couple little simple skill errors there, and turnover happens, goal down the other end.
Yeah, it certainly hasn't been easy for Saints. The Buffs have certainly had more of the ball within the first 4.5 minutes of play so far. But great work there by Durkay to get the Saints on the board. 6-all. 4 minutes gone, first quarter here at TIO Stadium in the prelim final. The under-18s, of course, the boys playing for a spot in the big dance this weekend.
Winner takes on Nightcliff.
There you go, Nightcliff in red-hot form this season across many of the divisions, including here in the under-18s.
Buffs have got the form coming into this one. They've won their last 4 on the trot too, so they're in some good form, and they're showing it early here. They've had a lot of the footy so far.
Certainly is. Umpire throws the ball up in the air. Buffs just getting this early clearance too easy at the moment. And they'll go long, another inside 50. Great work by the Saints defenders there. The question will be...
Yeah, high tackle.
Whether it was a high tackle or not, and it was. So it'll go back into the hands of Kalma now. He'll send it right along the boundary line. Sells a bit of candy, the young fella, Cronin. He's already got one on the board today. He'll send it to the square. And it'll be tapped over the line by a Saints defender.
Been really impressed with Cronin so far. He's had a lot of the footy. He's putting the ball into the forward line, giving him great opportunities so far.
Yeah, certainly was. That would have been a spectacular goal if he could have finished that off. St Mary's just looking to clear it out. The Buffs inside 50 here. We'll go to a big pack. Players fly everywhere. But it was the Buffs' Kalma, Alan Kalma, that managed to get it now into the hands of Wanamara. He sends it inside 50, but it'll be cut off by the Saints' Slawinski. Been busy early. Into the hands one of the Saints defenders now. Unfortunately don't have names and numbers on paper for the young fella.
Oh, turnover.
Oh, that was just too easy for the Buffs there. So, and turnover to turnover. Like a game of ping pong, Sam.
Saints just under pressure in defence at the moment.
They certainly are.
Oh, it's going to come back in again, out on the full.
Would have been a good mark by Bulldog, but yeah, out on the full means the Buffs will get the ball. They'll go inside 50 again, and there just seems to be players everywhere for the Buffs at the moment. They'll go long.
Oh, great goal. Great goal.
Brilliant stuff there by the Buffs.
Number 1.
Nicholas Durkay be over with St Mary's. Cade Abala.
Great.
Well done, so.
Great goal there from him. Just looked easy. Got the kick inboard from the out on the full. Got the distance quite well. Really good start from Buffs here. They're putting St Mary's defenders under a lot of pressure, and St Mary's don't have the time to find that spare target down the line. They're rushing their kicks. Turnover footy, it's coming straight back in. So, it's a good start, really, by the Buffs here.
Certainly have. And, I mean, the Buffs probably could have a couple more on the board. The fact that they've got a lot more inside 50s than the scoreboard suggests, whereas St Mary's at the moment, they really are just struggling to get it down that forward end of the field. So we're back in the centre. Once again, it's the Buffs with a clear lead there, though. We reckon they just got rid of it in time there. It's a little bit of momentum here for St Mary's. Are playing in their forward half at the moment. It hasn't got there easily. The Buffs are just trying to dig it back out as it comes across the grandstand wing.
Zach Peach.
Once again in the hands of the Buffs. They just seem to be everywhere at the moment, Sam.
Yeah, no answers at the moment, Saints, and just an easy kick there and mark in midfield. They've got numbers everywhere at the moment. Oh, great turnover by Zach Peach.
There we go, so Zach Peach. And there's 2 Saints players there, and they'll help each other out. He's decided to play on, though. Thanks, Graham.
I reckon it might have been touched off the boot, Matty.
Okay, there we go. This is why you always call footy with an umpire, because they know what's going on more than I do. So the Buffs now back on the wing. Once again, all the possession going the Buffs' way within the first 8 minutes of this quarter. It'll be a great cut-off there, thanks to the likes of Max Fraser from Saints. He'll look to go inboard, heading down towards the Saints 50. Once again, just failing to capitalise on these opportunities. Oh, now we'll see great footwork there by Martin. Buffs inside 50 again. It's a loose ball at the moment, but we've got 2 Buffs key forwards here. Off the boot by Cronin, but not this time.
Cronin everywhere so far. He's been electric early here.
It certainly has.
Saints have made a little bit of an adjustment here. They're definitely playing more man-on-man footy. They've made that little bit of change. The first opening few minutes, they were spread out, running their own sort of game where they've realised that they can't do that against Darwin at the moment. They're beating them for leg speed. And, yeah, they've changed, and I think they're getting more of the footy at the moment.
Which is good to see. I mean, we're 9 minutes into the first quarter now, and that was
not a great disposal.
We're
starting to talk them up.
The old commentator's curse, Sam. Now Cronin will kick the ball out for Buffs. Into the hands of Sambono. When I called a game a couple of years ago with Adam Sambono, I only kicked a bag of 12 goals in the Men's Premier League.
Opening round last year.
Round 1.
Yes.
Yep. So the Sambonos, they've certainly got skills in the NTFL.
First game of the season last year against Tiwi, I believe.
Yeah, it's a cracker of a game. What will Sambono do tonight is Saints kick out once again to a big pack.
Good grab, I thought.
Yeah. There's plenty of bodies around the ball here. If Saints can work it out, they'll be pretty happy with this, and they've managed to do so as they come back around the centre circle.
Oh, they got the man out the back.
Yes. Now, can they capitalise on it? It's a bit of a loose ball at the moment. Pressures here is building for Saints, and Baldock managed to just get that away before a big hit. Young fella's back up on his feet, though. It's good to see. Now, there's been a whistle here, Sam, before it sailed through.
Downfield advantage goal.
There you go.
Max Fraser, was it?
I believe it might have been. We'll see where the boys get around.
Yeah, I reckon it was Max Fraser, the number 5 for St Mary's.
There you go. We'll put it on the board for Maxie. He'll be happy with that.
And that's what Saints needed. It's been a pretty pressurised game so far, and yeah, I hope this stays. I hope this is a really good clash. You'll get the score 2-3 to 2 straight. It's a great start to this game.
Certainly is, and as we looked at earlier, both teams coming in, probably the Buffs with a little bit more form. They've won 4 on the trot. The last 3 games, St Mary's had the bye, a win, and actually ended their home and away season with a loss as well. Despite that, they finished first on the ladder. The Buffs in 4th place. So overall, you'd say pretty evenly matched teams tonight, Sam. Yeah,
looking at that, probably not the form Saints wanted to bring into this game, but into the final series, but they're here now and they're playing quite well.
They certainly are. In saying that, though, once again, it is the Buffs with the ruck clearance. Now they'll look to go long here. Send it towards the square, but we've seen a whistle downfield again.
Late bump after he's kicked it.
Which means it will come back to Cronin again, it's looking like.
Yep.
We know he's already got 1 on the board today, Tyson Cronin, and he's had a couple of near misses. You'd almost guarantee him to have 2 in about 30 seconds' time.
He's been everywhere so far, Cronin. Really deserves this for his work rate around the footy so far.
Certainly is. Tyson Cronin lining up for number 2, and it's never in doubt. The Buffs out to an 11-point lead. Darwin Buffaloes 3-3-21. St Mary's 2 goals 12. 12 minutes gone here in this first quarter here at TIO Stadium. You're watching the men's under-18 preliminary final in the 2020-2021 TIO NTFL season.
Great start. Great game of footy so far. Pressure's on. Skills, they started off a bit scratchy, Matty, but they've definitely picked up in the last few minutes, and yeah, it's definitely showing in this game. There's a lot of tactics going on, like we mentioned off the start. St Mary's probably a bit of slowly getting out of the blocks. Played a lot of free football.
Yep.
Bit of a tongue twister there, without sort of playing man on man. They've had to make that change now, and it's definitely a lot more contested football, I think.
Be interesting to see if St Mary's, because it always seems to be the Buffs get the clearance here, so we'll see how they go this time. Well, there you go. Ask and you shall receive. Great centre clearance from St Mary's, and they'll go inside 50. Oh, cut off. Great work by the Buffs defender there. And I reckon the ball will spill out of bounds.
Yep. You just clap your hands and it receives.
There you go. Yes. Ask and you shall receive.
St Mary's definitely need to get a few more of those out of the middle, though.
Yeah, I reckon that's been their first one of the match.
Yeah, it's been too easy out of that middle so far for the Darwin Buffaloes.
And it's paid off for them so quick as well. That centre clearance tap down in the forward 50 about 1 kick later.
The pressure's on then, isn't it?
Certainly is. Can they capitalise? Saints have got it inside their forward 50. We know most times it's gone in. They've got a goal out of it. A lot of bodies around the ball right now, but it'll be Wanamara from the Buffs that'll try dig it out. It stays within St Mary's inside 50, but it's Buffs with possession at the moment, and they will get it out. Oh, what a great mark there.
Great mark.
Great work by the Buffs midfielder. Once again, this is what we've seen from the Buffs early, as they just seem to be able to clear space a lot easier and play that uncontested footy a little bit better than what St Mary's are at the moment. Now, the Saints defenders have been under an awful lot of pressure.
Free kick for holding the ball.
There you go.
And then go Darwin's way.
Would have been to the hands of Sam Bono. He's looking around. There's no one at the square at the moment, interestingly, though. He's calling for a bit of support up a bit closer. He's going to drop it long towards the square. And the Saints defender will cut it off brilliantly.
The defenders have been sensational so far, St Mary's.
For the amount of pressure that they've been under. The Buffs have been relentless inside their forward 50, and the Buffs, they could be a whole lot further ahead at the moment if it wasn't for Saints' great defensive work. They'll kick it out now. It'll be a great mark by Ethan Barling on the wing. Just looking to slow the play down a little bit here. So he'll go along the wing. And a spectacular mark there by Wesley
And
Watson.
50.
And 50 as well. So Wesley Watson rallying the troops here. He's looking for a bit of support. Should get it right on the lick of paint just outside of the 50. Didn't quite hit a target there, but Saints could still be on. Got a bit of foot traffic around the ball here. Into the hands of Mavros, Tommy Mavros. And he'll get his first for the night.
Obviously, you just see how big of a 50-metre penalty
Massive.
has. It just puts the pressure back onto those defenders too. And, yeah, quite simple there, St Mary's. Goal for goal at the moment, though. Great
Certainly
football.
are. And you can see St Mary's just a little more accurate inside 50. I'd say the inside 50 count still probably sways in the Buffs' favour. Given St Mary's are only 3 points behind at the moment. 3 goals 18 to the Buffs, 3-3-21. You can see accuracy is keeping Saints right in the game at the moment.
Yeah, minute 30 left on the clock thereabouts. So this centre clearance really becomes crucial now for a side to go in one up at sort of at quarter time.
Yeah, real psychological advantage. Well, these boys out in the field at the moment would certainly know that they are playing for a spot in the grand final next weekend. Certainly, as we wrap up the dying minutes of the first quarter, it is still anyone's game.
Both coaches got to be happy with this start, really. They've both had errors so far, and they've seemed to fix those errors up as well.
And so we know the centre clearance has been vital, and it'll be the Buffs with the tap, but it'll be St Mary's. Ethan Barling was there to clean it up. And they'll go inside 50, dying minutes of the first quarter here. Can Saints get one more on the board? With a great mark inside the forward 50, they can, into the hands of Max Fraser. Tough angle, Sam. That's about as tough as they come.
Yeah.
With the old Eddie Betts special to make an AFL reference.
Play on and give himself some room.
It's bending, and it's looking good. And Max Fraser will put the Saints... No,
just a point over the post, I think.
he'll put them 1 point closer to the lead in the dying minutes of the first quarter. I got a little bit excited there.
Yeah, it looked good. Looked good from our angle.
Oh, that bend was beautiful.
Yeah. Gave himself that little bit of room to play on. Snapped it. Must have been close, Matty.
Yeah, now Elijah Williams for the Buffs. Get the ball off the fence.
And might not be too much more to ride in this quarter, I think. We're very close to time.
He's going to have to move the ball pretty quickly here. Although, wasn't overly accurate. Now we've got 2 Saints forwards. They'll roll the ball over the boundary line.
And there we are. That's quarter time here at TIO Stadium. And it's prelim final week, under 18 boys action. St Mary's 3-1-19, Darwin Buffaloes 3-3-21. We'll be back after this.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club has been renovated. Come check out our brand new cafe, open 7 days a week. And with the new Kids Club, we are the perfect spot for a worry-free catch-up with friends. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gathering or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
Come in and see it.
still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin prelim finals week. Here you're listening to watching AFLNT's coverage of this under-18 boys prelim final between St Mary's and Darwin Buffaloes. It's quarter time here. 3-1-19 St Mary's Buffs 3-3-21. Great first quarter of footy, Matty.
Certainly was a real fast-paced game, Sam. Initially, early, you would have thought that perhaps skills were lacking, but I think the ball was just so hot that both teams were struggling to control it. Of course, it was the Buffs with the early lead, but Saints managed to claw their way back to just a 3-point margin at quarter time. St Mary's will be kicking to the airport end as we start the second quarter. Didn't get outside the centre circle there, although it'll be a free to the St Mary's player. Be a nice mark there.
Zach Peach.
Zach Peach again, he's been red hot early. I'm just looking to slow things down a little bit. It was a pretty fast-paced first quarter, so he'll go long inside 50. Max Fraser couldn't quite collect that one, although he's had a second effort there and almost rolled through if it wasn't touched right on the line there by the Buffs. Wanamabi.
The start Saints wanted early inside 50.
Certainly the Buffs will be looking to kick it out, and mark not paid there, so it'll be Saints looking for a second chance here. Once again, the ball red hot, players just working it around together there. I reckon that might have gone to Slawinski.
Out on the full.
And he's pulled that a long way from home.
The pressure back on Buffs now. This is the game. This is what we've had so far. It's been on St Mary's and back on Buffs. Now it's back on... well, it's been on St Mary's and back on Buffs again.
Last time these two teams met was in round 10 this season. St Mary's with a pretty convincing win, 8-16-64, defeated Buffs 3-6-24. Of course, none of that matters now. We are into the prelim final. The winner tonight goes through to the grand final and be off to Macca's for a little bit of an after party for some of these younger fellas tonight.
Yeah, you look how they got here too. The Buffs knocked off Wanderers last week by 42 points. St Mary's, they're coming into this with a loss. They lost to Nightcliff by 16, Matty.
Certainly are, and it's Saints with all the momentum early. And that's Danks Graham that's picked up the ball. There it is. So Michael Danks Graham will be lining up to put Saints in the lead for the first time so far this match.
Yeah, grandson of Flash Graham.
I should know him. Feel like I know my footy pretty well, but not enough to know. We're getting hate mail for that. Thanks, Graham. Lines up, goes along. And the crowd like it. Pretty happy with it. And Saints, all of a sudden, 5 minutes red hot in the first quarter. 2.5 minutes gone in the second, and they are now in the lead, 4-2-26. Darwin Buffs, 3-3-21.
Robbie Hale, coach of St Mary's, will be very, very happy with that start. Probably gave his boys a little bit of a rev up. Really touched on the importance of these centre clearances, and that's what they did exactly. Won that ball out of the middle, got it forward. Had a good, 2 minutes worth of pressure there on Darwin Buffalo's defenders and got the goal, and yeah, they moved just that slightly bit ahead on the scoreboard, Matty.
Of course, they did so with that early advantage with a free inside the inside circle there, but we know that the centre clearance has been really vital in the scores in the first quarter, and it continues again in the second quarter, and bit of a loose ball. It looks like Saints had the early advantage, and a great tackle there for the like St Mary's is Luke Broadway.
Yeah, ball up there. Umpires tonight, Ash Manakara, Samson Bement and Andrew Modra.
All good mates of yours, Sam.
Yeah, run around with a couple of them.
Saints got the early tap there, but loose ball, see it go out of bounds right on Saints interchange.
Yeah, we haven't had too many boundary throw-ins so far. Not much stoppage footy in general, really. It's been pretty free-flowing. It's been good so far.
Good to see. The coaches will be happy with that. Umpire throws the ball back in, right in front of the commentary box here. Prime view. Be Jackson Chisholm for Saints. Great ruck clearance there. All of a sudden, Saints have really cleaned up their marking work this second quarter.
Oh, great grab.
Spectacular work. Samuel Durkay, was it? I'll wait for the number.
It's a Danks Graham again.
Oh, superstar Danks Graham.
Yeah, Danks Graham.
There you go, Danks Graham. The one on the board earlier this quarter, Danks Graham.
That was an amazing grab then.
Oh, brilliant.
Just flew and the ball sat for him in the right spot.
Danks Graham. One on the board before. That one's going to swing right. Hit the...
always the case, isn't it? You take a great grab and then never capitalise. It happens so often.
St Mary's with a 5-point lead. 4 minutes gone here in this second quarter here at TIO Stadium. And the Buffs looking to just really take their time and steady and reset here. Oh, but it was a great smother by Saints there, and now the pressure is back on the Buffs to get it out. A lot of players around the ball right now. This is hot contested footy. And it's St Mary's that managed to lock it in. Be Buffs with a number out the back, although that's heading out. Oh, gee, I reckon that might have just landed.
Yeah, just on the line.
On the line. And that licked the paint. Buffs just with a let off there, but I tell you what, they are under a lot of pressure right now, Sam.
Just noticing St Mary's, these last few contests have just been parking one down the footy, a spare man in defence. So they've definitely, which means Darwin's going to have one somewhere too, but smart move there by St Mary's just to have that one guy down the line.
And we can see on the moment Luke Broadway just hanging out at the back there, just waiting for the ball. He won't need to at the moment because Saints just keep pressuring it forward. And saying that, the Buffs will kick it out though. Right into the hands of St Mary's. So a little bit of back and forth here. The Buffs just really struggling to get it out of this inside 50. With a loose ball now though into the hands of Darby Gear. It's a loose ball in the square. Buffs will be able to mop it back up. Oh, he's under immense pressure, the young fella. And this time it was just a clearing kick to the hands of Isaiah Baldock. I reckon that might have come off. It's going to fall a little bit short, but there'll be a mark in the square.
Thanks, Graham, again.
Oh, it turns around. Now there was a whistle.
No, I don't think there's a score here. I think Saints have given away a free kick down the field. Well, it looks like, yeah, I don't think the score's going to allow here. I think the free kick was before the ball's gone through.
There you go. So Danks Graham did kick the ball through the goals, but that is not going to register on the scoreboard. And instead,
Going to be a free kick to Darwin down the line.
we're going to see, Buffs are most certainly going to get the free kick out of this. I think the question is, how far will it go? As the umpire man, Sam, I'm going to lean on you on this one here.
Yeah, looks like something's happened off the ball here on the flank, just nearly on the 50 arc. And yeah, it's been a Darwin free kick, obviously. So yeah, must have been before the score. So score hasn't been allowed, and yeah, Darwin will take this opportunity. But just notice how the game changes. That the opening minutes of the first quarter, it was always all St Mary's bombing it out of the 50 and just hoping, whereas it's exactly what Darwin's doing at the moment.
Yeah, so we could see umpire Ash Manakaros just having a chat with St Mary's Cairo Armat there. Either way, play continues, and the Buffs unfortunately not really able to capitalise, although I'll tell you what, was Mayamuru came flying through for Buffs there. So there's red hot pressure here. The Buffs really just trying to get it out of Saints forward half at the moment. Well, they got about as far as the forward half until it was cut off by the Saints player. Oh, gee, it's a big fly there from one of the Buffs players. And two are down on their feet, though. They'll both bounce back up pretty easily here. But once again, it's St Mary's with the inside 50. It's been all Saints way this quarter. And Luke Broadway just missed for a behind there.
Darwin's just not dealing with this pressure in the second quarter. Those instances in the first quarter where they're a lot cleaner with the footy and just had that open run, they don't have it at the moment and they're not sure what to do.
St Mary's 4-3-27, Buffs 3-3-21. 8 minutes gone here in this second quarter. It's a tale of two halves so far. The Buffs looking good in the first, and St Mary's locking it in hard in the second quarter, as they'll do so again. Now there's been another whistle.
Downfield free kick.
So I've seen a few of these, Sam, so it seems like there's a little bit going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, a little bit of niggle off the ball, so something to keep an eye on, but it's our man Danks Graham with the ball up forward.
Oh, the superstar Danks Graham. Already got one on the board tonight.
Can he make it two?
We pumped him up last time and then he sprayed it. So, well, commentators curse Danks Graham lining up.
Oh, yep, he's got it.
Clean, never in doubt.
Kicks his second and puts Saints that little bit forward on the scoreboard. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 2020-2021 NTFL preliminary finals from TIO Stadium in Darwin. And the score shows St Mary's 5-3-33 to the Darwin Buffaloes 3-3-21. Buffs just don't have an answer at the moment for the pressure of St Mary's, Matty.
No, and it's almost like what we saw from the Buffs within the first quarter.
Saints have flipped it on its head and put the same pressure back on them.
I don't reckon they've had an inside 50.
No, not this quarter, no. Saints have just been so dominant.
Umpire will throw the ball back up in the air. We know these centre clearances have been so vital, and once again it's looking good for St Mary's. It'll be a loose ball, but they managed to collect it. And once again, inside 50.
Look at the space for St Mary's up forward.
Max Fraser has already got one on the board today. Great forward pressure by the Saints youngster. So it's a loose ball now. Mavros picks it up. And that's a big tackle there from the Buffs.
Holding the ball.
And it is going to pay off. So a great tackle from the Buffs defender there. with the Saints' Max Fraser just wrapped up, caught holding the ball. Buffs need to capitalise on this. We know they haven't been great under pressure so far. They've got possession of the ball. Can they utilise it? And go inside the corridor, which is always a dangerous kick. There are Saints everywhere at the moment, but they've managed to get it out. Imagine the Buffs might have a couple in front here. If they can just manage to get it out the centre circle here, they could be on. But once again, it is St Mary's relentless pressure that they managed to get it out. That'll go into the hands of Slawinski again. He's been busy this first half of footy. They'll go inside 50. Again, the Saints couldn't quite hold on to the mark. Ethan Barling's around the ball.
Pressure's just so hot, Matty, at the moment.
It certainly is. The Buffs just don't know what to do. To their credit, they've been holding on here, and great work by Wanabe there. Manages to clear it out. Almost goes into the hands of a Saints player, though. And I tell you what, if there's one thing the Buffs are good at the moment, it is their tackling. Although in saying that, that's gone Saints' way. Oh, commentator's curse is well and truly alive tonight, Sam. So St Mary's, they are still once again inside 50. It has been all Saints momentum so far this quarter. They've got the 11-point lead on the board at the moment. The Buffs just, to their credit, their defensive line has been holding up pretty well the last few minutes, Sam.
Yeah, they're just not clean with that first possession at the moment, Matty. They're getting their hands on it, but then they're not grabbing it. And suddenly that gives St Mary's the opportunity to get in, put the pressure back on. That's 3 or 4 smothers in a row. Great pressure from St Mary's.
So Buffs players went flying there, but no one near the ball. And the loose ball at the moment. The Saints, Zach Keach loses his feet there, but seems he got the ball away. But no, as we play on, the crowd really starting to get into this now. Buff fans know how much this is worth. Tell you what, it's red hot football the last few minutes. The Buffs are just holding on. Now they've managed to clear it out from the Saints 50. They've got a bit of room here, but unfortunately no support. Oh, Antonio James there trying his best to charge through the pack.
Take a break, Matty. That was great. Pressure's just been on so far. That forward pressure from St Mary's has been incredible this quarter. The smothers, man on man, they're just not giving up.
You just feel like the Buffs could have broken away there. They would have been on.
Yeah, and it's once again that first hand on the ball, Matty. They weren't clean, and then they turn the ball over out of bounds.
We know the ruck work's been really important so far this match, and it was the Buffs ruckman with a great clearance. Now they've managed to get possession here of the footy in the hands of Clement Martin.
Just got not much down the line to go to, Matty.
No, he's going to go to a big pack again, and we know this is where St Mary's thrive. But in saying that,
Wesley Watson, great mark.
Spectacular work, Wesley Watson there.
He's done a couple really good things tonight, Wesley.
Into the hands of Patrick Grace Long. So after a red-hot 5 minutes, Saints are really looking to just slow the ball down here and hold on to possession as it goes into the hands of Isaiah Baldock. He'll stop, look around. It's going to go long inboard kick. As Buffs players go flying. That was Mexon Raba, I reckon it might have been, but it's back in the hands of Saints again now. Spilled on the line of the inside 50 for the Saints, and that's a fantastic tackle by the Buffs there, holding the ball. Tell you what, might be going Saints' way, Sam, but if it was a game of tackling, I'd be giving it to the Buffs right now.
Yeah, Buffs aren't letting up at all, though, Matty. They're still keeping this pressure on, and they might have turned this one over.
Oh, they'll be frustrated with that as the Saints Slawinski gets the ball, heading back inside 50. Tommy Mavros around there. He's already kicked 1 goal for the Saints earlier this evening.
Just feels like Buffs have got players everywhere at the moment. They just can't get it to them.
Yeah, yet another tackle. The fans are really getting into this one tonight, Sam. They know what it means, a preliminary final for a spot into the big dance. Great work there by the Buffs, Donald Maroney.
Oh, if they can just get it out, the Buffs.
Yeah, they're going straight into traffic, the Buffs. And we're going to see a free kick for the Buffs here. Big question is, what can they do with it? It's in the hands of Maimuru.
They need to move quickly here, Matty.
Big kick. It's long, it's high. We saw a fly from one of the Buffs players there. perhaps a bit too early, because we now see it's in the hands of Cooper Best for St Mary's. And they are working it along quickly here. Just a couple of minutes left in the second quarter here. Saints know what they've got on the board. One more would be really good for them heading into half-time. But it's the Buffs through some traffic that managed to swing it the other way. And we've got a mark inside 50 in the hands of Bruce
Played on.
Oxtoby. And he's played on.
Great option.
Thought old Bruce might go for a crack there, but he
stopped like he was going to have a shot on goal, and he's put it down to a person in better option in Abala.
And it might be a great option as well. Kate Abala's already got one on the board tonight.
This could be big with a minute 30. They could just get that momentum going into half-time.
They need this, the Buffs.
This is the first time they've been inside 50 this quarter, Matty.
Yeah, that's massive. Kate Abala to keep the Buffs alive, and he'll do it easy.
Kicks his second. It's exactly what they needed, Matty, going into half-time with that momentum.
Certainly is. You wouldn't think it, but now there is just 6 points, 1 goal the difference. St Mary's 5-3-33, Darwin Buffaloes 4-3-27. 16 minutes gone here in the second quarter. You're watching the NTFL preliminary final in the under-18, St Mary's versus the Darwin Buffs.
Yeah, imagine if Darwin could just get this next centre clearance, get it up forward, and we go nearly level in at half-time. That'd be amazing, but I think the Buffs have just made a little switch in these last few minutes, putting a lot more pressure back onto St Mary's, and it showed there they got the goal. They had some options up forward.
Oh, Buffaloes never die.
Yep.
That's what they say.
About 30 seconds here to play, Matty.
It's going to be a red-hot 30 seconds. We know this centre clearance is worth so much. A lot of traffic around the ball early, but it's the Buffs. They break away. Antonio James, who sent a long kick inside 50. Can the Buffs capitalise? They can.
Offhand.
And
exactly what we asked, Matty.
They'll level it up with just 15 seconds to go in the second quarter, in a quarter that was all St Mary's. The Buffs 2 goals in 2 minutes to level it up 5-3-33. Things tied up here at TIO Stadium. Who's that on the board, Sam?
Bruce Oxtoby.
Bruce Oxtoby.
And that is big, big, big going into half-time. Levels it right up. I reckon we've got a really good second half on our hands, Matty.
Oh, look, the first quarter was a tale about the Buffs. The second quarter was a tale of St Mary's. But in the dying minutes, the Buffs have come back to level it. It is 5-3-33 apiece here at TIO Stadium. We'll be back with the second half after a very short break.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be 0.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
It is hurting our families. It is killing our families.
A lot of people have been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more. No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more.
Listen up, kids.
Make school your story.
Help you succeed and rise to glory.
Safe to go to school.
So go the distance. Attend every day. Learn and listen. School holiday rocking with love or break.
Time with friends and family is always right.
When it's time for school, don't get slack.
It's safe to go to school, can't wait to get back. So don't cut corners.
Do the full term. It's safe to go to school and it's time to learn. So don't cut corners. Do the full term. Make school your story and it's time to learn.
School returns February 2021. Written and authorised by the Northern Territory Government.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better, and I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energized.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy.
I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin. It's prelim final week. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the under-18 boys competition. We've got St Mary's and we've got Darwin in front of us. A great game of footy to half-time. 5-3, 33 apiece. And we've got a great second half of action in front of us. Matty Hepworth, what did you make of the first half?
Oh, Sam, it was exactly what you want for an under-18s prelim final, or any preliminary final for that matter. St Mary's really dominated within Buffs within the first quarter, Saints within the second. Buffs' pressure was absolutely relentless in that second quarter there. As we get underway here in the third quarter, we know these centre clearances have been really vital for the flow of the game, and particularly if Saints have been able to capitalise, they've been able to get a goal pretty quickly. They'll be moving to the left-hand side of screen this time, I think. We'll see which way the flow goes, and we'll find out.
Yeah, St Mary's kicking to Michael long end.
Yeah, there we go. So it'll be the Buffs out with an early clearance out of the centre there. They'll go long, but it'll be a great mark by the Saints defender in the likes of Patrick Grace Long. So he'll look to move the ball along into the hands of Max Frazier's got one on the board tonight. Be cut off by the Buffs there, and I reckon he was hit high there in the end. So if he didn't get the mark, I think he was going to get the free anyway. So an early turnover for the Buffs as the umpire calls play on. An inside corridor kick. It's always a dangerous one, but if it pays off, you can get inside 50 pretty quickly. And that's what the Buffs will be looking to do here with a loose ball. And it'll be off the Buffs' boot. It's a long, high kick. No one there, but there's plenty of Saints defenders to mop it up. And they'll do another long, high kick. So we've seen plenty of this so far tonight, Sam. This free-flowing footy with plenty of pressure around the ball. A lot of contested footy as the Buffs go back inside the forward 50, and it'll be a free which the Saints, well, they were looking to play on there.
Yeah, they started to take the advantage and they sort of stopped and then started again, so probably a good call to bring it back there. But I'd love to know the amount of inside 50s that have gone to the airport in this match. Everything's been going that way.
My neck is permanently fixated to the right. Into the hands of Slewinski now. He's had plenty of the ball tonight for Saints. So he'll go long. They're looking to move it inside the corridor a lot tonight, both teams. Which, of course, a lot of congestion around there. I see the Saints' Blake Gilbert around the ball. Can't quite get a hold of it, so now it's into the hands of the Buffs in Martin. He'll move it along to Purantatamiri Dunn. Two famous football family names there. The Buffs, well, it was a big kick, but didn't really go anywhere. And it'll be Saints looking to push through some traffic. It's great work there by the Saints defender. That was a great tackle by the Buffs. The first half was anything to go by. The pressure is on again in the second half. The umpire calls play on into the hands of Cade Abala. He's got two on the board.
Oh, just missed.
He won't quite get his third just yet.
He's been great up forward, Abala, for Darwin in these scenarios. And just amazing how this game changes from... In the second quarter, we were seeing Darwin do that, just bomb the ball out of defence and hope, whereas the start of this quarter, St Mary's, they're literally bombing and hoping so far down the line.
Into the hands of Wanamara. Cooper Best, I should say. He'll go long. Now, there's a couple of Buffs players there, but Rory James Fairchild managed to hold on to that. And it's now a loose ball, but the Buffs will pick it up.
Yeah, downfield. Just a late bump there. Just these careless things that are happening off the footy.
And we've often seen that's worked to the advantage of Saints. When they have got a free, they're able to move it quite quickly.
Yeah, it didn't allow Buffs to set up down the line, whereas now we've seen a bit of a delay. And you look, Saints players, they've really got a couple of loose men in defence down there as well.
Yeah,
so
they're flooding in.
It's going to have to take something special here for the Buffs to find a free player.
So it'll be Antonio James that'll kick it long. It's going to swing to the right. Had plenty of wheat picks on it, just not quite the accuracy.
Out on the full.
So
it's going to be interesting to see how Saints really tackle this way out. Like we said, they've just been bombing and hoping. They really need to start finding some targets, put some pressure back on Buffs.
There's no one really creating any leads for the Saints at the moment as well. That one's going to go out on the full. They'll be disappointed with that.
Turnover footy so far.
Certainly is. So back into the hands of Antonio James.
Seems like he's backing himself a little bit.
Yeah. Back yourself, son.
Across the face.
There was a Buffs player went for a bit of a fly. Plenty of Saints players around the ball, and they'll look to clear this out.
Nothing down the line though, Matty.
No, and this is where they're struggling. There's that they great defensive work, but then crikey's the Buffs player out of nowhere.
Oh, that little fumble.
Oh, if he recovers, spectacular stuff.
That was amazing play, then, Matty. He's just run through, such ease to get through and then find that target as well. I thought that little fumble might have costed him, but no, he's found the target.
Would have put that as player of the round if he could have finished that off.
That would have been amazing.
Antonio James with the ball again.
Can he finish it off? Hopefully.
Come on.
Hopefully a little bit better than his last shot that went across the face.
It's the Buffs with a 1-point lead at the moment, looking to extend that to 7. Antonio James.
Oh,
looking good.
He's got it.
The fans like it. He likes it. And the Buffs like it.
And he gets first goal on the board in the Premiership quarter, they call it, Matty.
Certainly is at this point of the game. Of course, the prelim final you are watching here live from TIO Stadium. The loser out. The winner goes through to play, I think it's Nightcliff.
Nightcliff, yes, mate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nightcliff have had a cracking season across many of their divisions, including in the under-18s.
Yeah, first through to the grand final. Who will they meet? That's a big question at the moment. At the moment, it looks like Buffs. They're ahead on the scoreboard, but I wouldn't be too quick to write off St Mary's. They've been so impressive in their ability to just flip the switch and put that pressure back on the Darwin Buffaloes. So Buffs have got a bit of a task to make sure they hold off St Mary's here, but the start of this quarter has been great by the Buffs. They've been doing it with ease, and it's just really important centre clearance here now, Matty.
Interestingly, Buffs yet to win against St Mary's so far this season. So we see out of the centre, and it's Saints that are moving quickly, this time into the hands of Ethan Barling. Now, there's a loose player out there for Saints.
You got two.
Caleb Boyd's out there.
So it's quite impressive there.
When Saints are on, they move it quick, don't they?
Yeah, they just didn't give Buffs a chance to set up down the line. Buffs had all sort of moved, predicting that the ball was going to go down their end, and it come back the other way.
It's the Buffs along the wing here. It was snap around the body. Beautiful long floating kick.
Oh, very smart there, way down the back.
Bruce Oxtoby will send it right down the throat of a Saints player. It's a shame because it was a great work there by Oxtoby. So Saints will switch it here to the other side of the field. He's got number 3, I think, for the Saints there.
You got guys leading for him up forward if you can find them.
So that'll go into the hands of Blake Gilbert, but it'll go across the line.
Just a little bit too much on it. Right idea to put it out in front of his St Mary's teammate there, but just couldn't grab it before it crossed that line. But great ball movement there from St Mary's. That's what we want. That's what they need. That's what we want to see too. The ease that they moved it, switched play, come down that far wing.
It was really good play to watch as well. We know it's been a really hot contested ball for the first 2 quarters so far. But yeah, Saints managing to just find a little bit more room across the field so far this quarter. As the umpire throws it back in, just hovering on the Saints inside 50. The Michael Long Centre here at TIO Stadium.
You're going to get the high tackle too.
So Silvani Watson was quick to move it. But it'll be the Buffs with the numbers around the ball at the moment.
Yeah, they've got spare players there.
Now the Saints cavalry comes in a little bit late. They'll snap around the body. There's a late hit by the looks of it, but he's
bounced up.
Yeah, he's bounced up. Tell you what, Buffs have realised that Saints are moving it quick into the inside.
Out on the full. Which way is this going to go? Boundary umpire's called out on the full.
A lot of players around the contest right now. It looks like the Saints are going to get the free kick. Zachary Peach.
Must have come off the back of a boot or something like that, Matty.
Yeah, which he's a few Buffs fans down that way, so he's going to have a few vocal critics as he lines up.
Yeah, has he got the leg on him from such a acute angle too?
Not bad if he can make it all the way for the under-18 boys.
Oh,
there's a mark
great grab.
right on the line.
Maxi Fraser, is it? Yep.
You would be spot on there, Sam. Maxi Fraser already got one on the board tonight. And he'll make it 2, and St Mary's will level it up here at TIO Stadium.
Great play there, and I think Zach Peach would be saying that's what he was doing. He was setting it up to the goal square in that occasion, but a great mark by Maxi Fraser, and just exact example of how quickly this game can change. Darwin, they had the opening 5-10 minutes of this quarter. Well, we haven't gone that long, 10 minutes. So they've really had the main sort of movement up and down the field, whereas, St Mary's has taken over in these last couple of minutes, and they're definitely finding it a lot easier to hit these targets.
Was it Zach Peach with the setup?
Yeah, Zach Peach from the out on the full, on the acute angle. So
he also sets up Champagne at Monsoons on a... There's a Champagne boy at Monsoons.
That's a fun note.
There you go. They asked me to do that once. Then they quickly asked me to not do it anymore.
Centre clearance, very, very important. Let's get back on the footy, Matty.
It certainly is so. We know that Saints get the centre clearance. They can move pretty quickly. No one with a real clear tap there, but it's Saints that will end up getting the clearance, and they'll move it quickly into their inside 50, but it'll be a quick Buffs defender. The likes of Tyson Tipper-Montemeri will move it quickly into the hands now of Munyaran. He'll send it long, and that'll be a great mark there.
I thought he flew early, but he hung on to it.
Certainly did. He's looking to move it quickly inside the forward 50.
I thought that was a mark, Matty.
Yeah, there was certainly players holding on, but the umpires pulled play on. A lot of players around the ball right now, and umpire says, I'll have it this time. Thank you very much, boys.
Yeah, reset. Deep now in Buffs attacking 50. Can they capitalise?
Scores level. This would mean every goal means a lot, but it would certainly mean a lot for the Buffs right now. Saints have got their hands on it. It went to Watson. He couldn't quite hold on. They've managed to kick it out now. It's a long, high ball. It's going to go right down the throat of the Buffs forward player. He's played on quickly.
Oh, great.
I will take your pick. Two Buffs forwards there.
And plenty to choose from, plenty of options, and he hit them very, very well.
Sambono will line up. Be looking for his first for the night. Cassian Sambono, famous football family at the Darwin Buffs.
From Daly River, 220 kilometres southwest of Darwin.
There you go, beautiful part of the world, Daly River.
Second season at 18s level.
Cassian Sambono will put the Buffs back in front.
Great goal sense, great leaping ability there from Sambono, and he capitalises on the scoreboard. Like you said, Matty, every goal from now on is so crucial in this game. Buffs, they just go that little bit ahead.
It certainly is. No team has managed to really get a clear, long lead tonight, which I think is great because it makes for entertaining football, and it also means no team can ever write themselves off. I mean, Buffs only one goal in front at the moment. St Mary's wouldn't be looking at this and going, this is impossible.
Yeah, you definitely just feel the change in sort of pressure and control of the footy too. So we've noticed throughout these quarters that it goes through waves. Buffs have control for a good 3 or 4 minutes, and then St Mary's pressure changes and they have the control of the footy. So it's a great contest so far, Matty.
So the ball goes up, it can go up in the air, and it'll be the Saints with an early clearance this time. It's the hands of Tommy Mavros, kicked a goal a little bit earlier in the game. Now,
holding the ball.
Karo Armat was tackled there. Has been pinged holding the ball, which means the Buffs defender will kick it out. He'll go long. Buffs looking to just hold on here. So that's gone to a one-on-one. And
free kick. He's thrown him out of the contest. Buffs are going to get this free kick here, Matty.
Gira not happy with that decision there. He's going to have to take it as he stands on the mark there. The Buffs will be looking to move inside forward 50 now. It's a loose ball. Couldn't quite find a target. Buffs 6 point up at the moment to get a 12-point margin in the dying minutes of the third quarter would be really valuable as Mana Marunga manages to...
50.
50. Yeah, he can't encroach like that. Certainly not these days. Is it, same here in the NTFL, Sam, you've got to be right on the can't dance around at all.
Yep. Oh, he's going to play on here from the 50.
Oh, he was very...
Oh, we're going to get the downfield as well for the high contact afterwards.
So Saints, inside forward 50. And be a great mark there.
How quickly things can change, Matty.
I'll tell you what, I was still fixated on the airport end, and all of a sudden Saints are looking to level things up.
Oh, just a few seconds ago, it was deep at the airport end.
Yeah.
Click of the fingers now. St Mary's, they have a shot on goal. And it's our man, Danks Graham, lining up for his third.
Oh, he's having a great day out, Danks Graham, to level things up here at TIO Stadium. We started it right, and it couldn't quite come back.
Hit the woodwork, did it?
I think so, yes.
Looked good off the boot. I thought it was just going to have that swing back at the last minute.
It was coming.
Held the line. But just amazing. The pressure really on Buffs now. Deep at Michael Long in. Oh, and another 50. Another 50.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we saw
happened down the other end
just a minute ago. And from that, Saints were then able to line up. So the question will be whether the Buffs can move it just as quick and perhaps have their own opportunity. It's coming.
It's got to come back. He wasn't on the right line to begin with, Matty, so...
Could have gone either way, really. There was a lot of Saints players that were free and could have mopped that up.
Yeah.
But equally, with a bit of flow for the Buffs.
But now it just gives Saints that opportunity to set up behind the ball now, so Buffs have got to use all their strengths to find those targets. Have a bit of a break and reset here, Matty.
Lane Ellis flew high there, but was a little bit too much on it for him.
Couple minutes left. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the TIO prelim finals in the 2020-21 season live from TIO Stadium in Darwin. Great contest in front of us.
Just 5 points in it, the Buffs. 7-4-46, St Mary's 6-5-41. But it'll be the Saints' Rory James Fairchild that'll give Saints a bit of momentum. And here we go, we've got a loose ball, plenty of players on the run here. Danks Graham, he's been everywhere today, 2 goals on the ball, but he couldn't quite pick it up to get a third. Saints just really looking to push the ball around at the moment. Can they get it through the sticks? And
tripping free kick, I think it's been paid out of zone.
Saints will be disappointed with that. Had a lot of momentum going there. Oh, big high fly from Mamuru. And another whistle again, but then there was a tackle after the play.
Crowd definitely involved in this one.
There's a lot of pressure riding on this.
I think it's a good call there, Matty. I think there was no clear advantage for Buffs to keep running forward, so sensible call by the umpire, Andrew Modra, to bring that back there.
Yeah, they might actually end up being happy with that decision. But of course, time now against them. About 50 seconds left in this quarter. Now he's dropped the ball. It'll go into the hands of Antonio James. He's picked up 1 goal for the Buffs tonight. And I want to move it quick here. They've got about 30 seconds left of play. Oh, but a spectacular mark there by Michael Coleman for St Mary's.
Seen a couple great grabs in this match so far. Pressure grabs as well. And that's quite possibly saved them a goal. It's coming deep into their 50.
Certainly was. Coleman kicks a long kick along the wing. Ball goes out of bounds, and I reckon that might just about do it for the third quarter here, Sam.
Yeah, only a few seconds left, so probably by the time we get this ball back in, I reckon the siren might beat us.
So we saw a 3-point margin at quarter time. Scores level at half time, and a 5-point margin at three-quarter time, Sam.
Yeah, St Mary's, they trail to Buffalo's 7-4-46. Looking at that 6-5-41 as well. It's a bit blurry over there, Matty, but you're listening to AFLNT's live coverage of Under-18 Boys Prelim Final. It's Prelim Final week up here in Darwin. We'll be back after this.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club has been renovated. Come check out our brand new cafe, open 7 days a week. And with the new Kids Club, we are the perfect spot for a worry-free catch-up with friends. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gathering or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down. Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
come in and see it.
Still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin. Ahead of last quarter action, prelim final weekend. Here you're watching AFLNT's live coverage of prelim final week. Best place to get it here too. And we've got a great game of footy on our hands. St Mary's 6-5-41. Buffaloes 7-4-46. 5-point lead to the Buffaloes going into this last quarter. It's going to be a great last quarter of footy. Matty Hepworth, what do you reckon?
It certainly is. I really don't know which way to call this at the moment, Sam. We've seen a 3-point margin at quarter time. And before play gets underway, we are just waiting for play to get underway, but we've seen the umpire blow the whistle. I imagine it could be a 666 infringement, Sam.
No, I think he's just trying to get all the kids off the field along the boundary line here. You got kids still kicking the footy.
There you go. Only in territory footy, you're waiting for the kids to get off the field. It's good to see them involved, but perhaps not when we're ready to go play. There we go. The umpire holds the ball up in the air. It's been a pretty even ruck contest so far this match as the umpire throws the ball up in the air. The centre clearances are very valuable for both teams though, and it looks like it'll be Saints with the early clearance thanks to the work of Max Fraser. 2 goals earlier in the match. Buffs couldn't quite hold on there, and once again we are off to a fast start here at TIO Stadium. The winner to go through to the grand final, the loser out. And it might have been in the back there, Sam.
Quite possibly, yeah. Umpire is in good position though, Matty.
He certainly was, sitting next to an umpire. I won't doubt their call. nice to be up in the aircon tonight and not down there sweating up a storm.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Take the opportunity to come up here and look at it from a different angle.
Certainly
We've got a great game in front of us too. Couldn't have asked for a better game, Matty.
No, look, it's been a while since I've stepped into the commentary box, but it is great to be back, and we certainly could not have asked for a better game with just 5 points in it. Fourth quarter underway here at TIO Stadium as St Mary's look to lock it in their forward half, but it's the Buffs with a clearing kick, but Saints will send it straight back down as they search for a goal. I reckon that might have been Nicholas Durkay, I reckon, might have had a crack at that, but it's just gone to the left.
Just that last little touch on the jumper, just didn't execute the goal, and it was just that little bit of pressure. The word we've used so often during this game, just the pressure has been amazing.
It certainly has. The Buffs into the hands of Manunga. Apologise if I've butchered any names tonight. And unfortunately that kick is what has been butchered there, Sam.
Yeah, just execution on a couple crucial moments from both sides during this match has really cost them, and St Mary's just might capitalise here. They've got a few options up forward.
Darby Gear looks to go long. Oh, spectacular mark from St Mary's.
Maxi Fraser again.
Our man Maxi. 2 on the board, looking for a third.
It's been great so far. That was just a great leap too. He just timed it so perfectly.
Brilliant.
Just can he capitalise? That's a big question. Imagine that. What a great start for St Mary's if they can put this goal on the board. The first goal of this last quarter.
So important given they are trailing by 4 at the moment. We've never really seen big margins. And Maxi Fraser's going to keep it that way. Saints are back in front. 7-6, 48, 7-4, 46. 2.5 minutes gone here at TIO Stadium. And you look at some of these superstars that are getting a lot of the ball tonight, Sam, and the fact that this is the under-18s competition, and we recognise a few of these names in the Men's Premier League competition as well. You would imagine some of the Premier League coaches and those involved in these clubs would be looking at the likes of someone, say, like Max Fraser tonight, and going, well, I tell you what, next year, if he's not already in the Men's Premier League, that is certainly a talent that we'd like to have a little couple of divisions up, higher up.
Yeah, 100%. Like, this is the future of NT footy out here too, and it's great to have them on centre stage on a Friday night, big prelim final, and just, yeah, it's great to watch these kids and get the opportunity too.
So Saints with the early lead in the fourth. Can Buffs bounce back? It looks like they've got the early clearance thanks to the likes of Tipper Muntamiri. Famous football name there. Plenty of famous football names lining up out here on TIO Stadium tonight. St Mary's will try send it back their way, but it's the Buffs midfielders with the numbers, and they've got a little bit of space to work it out here. They're going to send it long, right along the wing. Loose ball, no one able to capitalise there. A couple of Saints players around, and they'll turn it over. And now they'll be looking to get a bit of possession here, of which they will. Saints midfielder's got a paddock of room. And unfortunately just couldn't hit a target, but I think the fact that they've been able to push it into their inside 50, Saints will be happy with that, Sam.
Yeah, they've got it deep inside 50 now, and just gives Buffs a chance now. They've got a few that are just out on their feet at the moment walking through, so it gives them just that second to refresh, get behind the footy as well, and really put up a strong defence here is what they're going to need in this last quarter. This airport end's been the scoring end right the way through this match, so Buffs are going to have to work really hard to transition play to get that to the Michael Long centre end and get some scores on the board.
Certainly are. The umpire throws it back in, so it's in St Mary's forward 50 here. 2 points in the lead at the moment. A goal right now would be very valuable. We haven't seen the margin go too far, but it's the Buffs. They're a bit of the chaos ball, are able to clear it, but we've just seen so much so far this game, Sam, that it's just the ball, they just lock it in regardless of what team it is, managed to lock it in this forward half here at the airport end. A little bit of a spilt ball there. Luke Broadway unable to hold on to it. He might have had a chance if he could. Now Saints do a tricky little handball backwards and they'll break away. Oh, but a spectacular tackle there by the Buffs. And they'll be rewarded for their effort with a free kick.
Just amazing, Matty. It's just been those ones where the players are out loose by themselves that they've spoiled the ball and sort of turned it over too. But we see some amazing things in packs tonight.
Certainly can. McKinnon Rabo will look to switch. The Buffs player went high there. Ellis Lane, and I think he might have given away a bit of a free kick there as a result. Gee, this bloke's had a bit of the ball tonight. Darby Gear, number 29 for St Mary's. done a lot of these peppering kicks inside forward 50. It looks like his teammate might be able to help out. That might have been Blake Gilbert, I reckon.
Number 4 gets his first of the night. And that just comes back to down the wing here with Darby Gear.
Yeah.
He's been sensational all night. He's just parked himself behind the footy and just been that spare man in defence for him. And he's rebounded him so many times back into 50 here. And, yeah, that goal really should go to him. He's set that up, so...
Absolutely, and when you look at some of Saints' goal kickers tonight, Nicholas Durkay, Blake Gilbert, Max Fraser with 3, Michael Danks-Graham with 2, Tommy Mavros with 1. A lot of those have come with assistance thanks to Darby Gear.
Yeah, he's just been parking himself behind the footy every time and just rebounding him. What do we got here? It looks like we just had a little 6-6-6 breach. No, we're all good to go. The ball's up in the air, Matty.
We are back on. So it's St Mary's with the 8-point lead. The Buffs are looking to change that pretty quickly. Fancy footwork there. They'll send it inside forward, and he's Buffs forward just not quite able to hold on there. It's a hotly contested ball right now.
Touched off the boot.
Bruce Oxenby was able to pick it up, but as you mentioned, Sam, touched off the boot there. It's a little bit of a let-off for St Mary's there. As they look to bring it back their way, they'll work it along the wing. Find a little bit of space. Heading inside 50, we've got both Brown and Fraser working together there. But unfortunately could not finish the job off. Now the Buffs have kicked long to space, but they're struggling to pick up the ball a little bit here. They'll manage to just hold on, and we've seen a whistle.
Yeah,
and that'll
downfield.
Be a lot of these downfield frees tonight, Sam.
Yeah, seen a lot of them, so undisciplined play, but hopefully it doesn't cost these teams too much in the long run, Matty.
Donald Moroney with the ball at the moment. He'll look to find a teammate and the likes of Martin, but couldn't quite hold on. So as a result, Saints are looking to send it back their way now, and they will do so.
Another downfield, Matty.
Imagine this would be stuff that makes coaches really mad. I mean, both teams are in this right now, and the last thing you would want to do is give the game away because of free kicks. Yeah, exactly. One we just mentioned in that last passage of play too, Ben Brown. We haven't seen too much of him. He's... Ooh. No, we haven't. Ball's come off Saints player there, and they've got a goal out of it.
I reckon it's number 5 again, Maxi Fraser.
We'll put it on the board for Maxi as 4. But having a great day out.
We're just talking about Benny Brown. He's won the best and fairest by 40 votes for St Mary's.
Wow.
We haven't seen too much of him tonight, but he might be one of those players that are just going to chip in this last quarter and come to the party when they need him to.
And that's what we saw. We did see a good little bit of work before Benny Brown and Max Fraser team up together there. They couldn't quite execute it the first time. Maxi Fraser able to finish it off the second time. Now all of a sudden it's St Mary's with a 13-point margin, which is one of the bigger margins we've seen of the game. So Buffs really need to get the next goal, given that these are only 18-minute quarters, if they want to make it through to the big dance next week.
Yeah, you're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL prelim final live from TIO Stadium in Darwin.
No clear winner out the ruck there. Now the Buffs will, tell you what, St Mary's tackling increase the pressure a bit here. Saints know that if they can get one more here, they could be through. But right now it's in the Buffs, forward 50. They really need this one. The chase is on. Got Tyson Cronin, who's got 2 on the board. He was out there. Now it looks like he's gone down, but I reckon he'll come back up pretty easy.
Free kick to Darwin. Yep, right over there. Cute angle, though, over in that pocket.
That is a tough spot there. He's certainly looking for another lead. And, he couldn't quite...
Yeah, in the back.
...find it. But to be a Buffs free kick.
Yeah, they're going to have another chance on goal. So, number 10 for Buffs, Bruce.
Jamin Bruce lining up for his first goal for the night.
Captain of the Buffs.
If you ever needed a captain's goal, this would be the time.
This is right now.
Well, the captain to stand up and deliver. Jamie and Bruce off the boot. It's going to fall short. And St Mary's in the last line of defence will dig it out. Ooh, now that was a big tackle off the ball.
Yeah.
And the fans can see that. It's going to be thrown back in. You can see both teams are really just throwing everything they've got at this. There's about 7 or 8 minutes left in this final quarter. They're playing for a spot in the grand final. So the pressure is high, and it will be Saints with the clearance after that stoppage. And once again, a lot of players around the ball, but here we go. We've got Lane Ellis all out by himself. And a
point. Just that last touch. We saw it earlier in the third quarter too. It was just that last minute touch. It means the kick just goes a little bit off centre and behind. That was a big play from Darwin here, but they need to capitalise on that good movement.
So moving quickly is Maimuru.
They had the spare player there, Buffs. They had 2-on-1 contest. They had a guy leading out in front. Just that little clumsiness with the footy. Spills out of bounds. And suddenly it's back on even playing fields.
And they've got both scoreboard and time pressure starting against them now.
Yep.
No clear winner in the ruck. And looked like the Saints player got taken high there, and I reckon he did. And Ethan Barling will get a free kick as a result of that. Yeah, just the free. No 50, so Ethan Barling looking to move it forward for Saints. I feel like they're almost in reach here if they can get one more on the board, St Mary's. They'll go backwards to go forwards into the hands of James Lewinsky. He's had a lot of the ball tonight, but unfortunately no goal as of yet, but he will register a score.
St Mary's had plenty of chances too, but Darwin are moving very quickly.
No time is against them now.
He's done well to get it through there.
St Mary's, they've moved it through the middle well. They're now inside 50.
Just that spare man.
Busted, but it was there. It's up to St Mary's that ended up cutting it off, as you said, with that spare man there, Sam. Although it could be well-weighted kick. Ethan Barling, he's really come alive in this fourth quarter here. Second possession in about 2 minutes.
Saints definitely trying to slow it down now, get the play back on their terms, just run the clock down.
See Silvani Watson loose for St Mary's there. There's a big tackle by the Buffs, number 25, in Purantatamiri Dunn.
Yeah, time's definitely against Darwin here. They're going to have to do something special.
Into the hands of Cairo Armat for St Mary's, but look, St Mary's not getting far at the moment, but they really won't be unhappy with this. If they can just wind down the clock for another minute or so, cause these stoppages.
Yes, home. Stoppage footy is great for St Mary's at the moment, and like we saw, they're parking a couple guys behind the footy now too.
Yeah.
You got Darby Gear, who's been there all night. He's just a loose man in defence at the moment, making sure Buffs can't get it past.
Bit of a loose ball here at TIO Stadium. 14 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter as St Mary's push it inside. They're inside 50. The Darwin Buffs are going to need to run really quickly to get it out. Here they do. But another off the ball free, Sam.
So many tonight.
Boy, oh boy. It's managed. The Buffs have managed to hold on to possession here. Now in the hands of Manungo. He's going to need a lead here. And there are two St Mary's players, but remarkably, it was the Buffs' Kader Bala that managed to break through there, and he's going to find a teammate who's going to stop. Settle, he really doesn't want to work too much time off the clock here, though.
Yeah, I'd be jogging back. Yeah, he's got the message now.
Yep.
He realises there's not too much time left on this clock. Amazing play there from Buffs to find a mark too, especially when Saints had so many free behind the footy.
Yeah. Tyson Cronin to keep the Buffs in this. They really need this.
Kicks his third.
Got it. But they're going to need a couple more. 9-8, 62, 8-5, 53. It's St Mary's with a 9-point lead. 3 minutes left here in the fourth quarter.
This centre clearance is so crucial for Buffs.
Absolutely.
They need to win this, and if they don't, I don't think it's going to be enough.
I know there was a lot of criticism. It was a couple of years ago now when the 6-6-6 rule came in, but I think this is a perfect example that it makes exciting football. for that reason, you can only have 6 in the centre square there, and it makes anyone's game right now.
Yeah, Saints can't put those couple players behind the footy that they'd normally do in a close game like this. Ball back in the middle, Matty.
The fans are pumped up. There is just over 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. The winner through to the grand final, the loser out. It's the Buffaloes with the early momentum. They are searching for anything. They need to get it inside their forward 50, and they do so. Can they get a mark? No, it's still a loose ball, but they're bus players everywhere. Oh, and the Saints defender in Michael Coleman.
Downfield, is it? No. It's going to come...
Now, he's ripped it out.
It's going to be a downfield free kick to the Buffs for a big sling tackle off the ball.
So Luke Broadway...
Oh, he's missed it.
Behind.
Oh,
don't even know what to say, Sam.
Such a big miss. He just rushed it way too much.
Maybe that was it. It was the time got the better of him. 9:8.62, 8:6.54. With about a minute and a half left during the fourth quarter here at TIO Stadium. It's St Mary's with the lead. And they've got all the momentum at the moment as well, and they'll be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I think that means they're over the line here, Matty. That stoppage has come at a really good time. Well, we've got about a minute left on the board.
Off the boot of Ethan Barlow there.
Oh, just a crucial miss. If they had to put that through, would have probably given them 45, 50 seconds left at getting another goal, potentially getting into a grand final, but not to be.
Less than 60 seconds left here at TIO Stadium. And we'll be lucky if we can see another 30 seconds of play here.
Yeah, stoppage footy. It's been the friend of St Mary's in this last quarter. They've had a lot of them. Helped them to wind the clock down. And it looks like they might be heading for a grand final now, Matty.
They certainly will be. Probably our last passage of play here at TIO Stadium. Now we've seen a stoppage.
Free kick to Buffs.
Sorry, I should say. They're going to look to move it really quick here, but given they need 8 points in about 20 seconds, it's probably not going to be enough as they they managed to recover the mark there. They'll move it quick. They would love one more just before the final siren. The Buffs fans give them a big cheer. Might not be enough to get them over the line tonight, but I tell you what, they will go down trying.
And that's all she wrote. St Mary's under 18 boys, they will take on Nightcliff next Saturday in the grand final for the title of under 18 boys premiers. That grand final next Saturday, 20th of March at 12 p.m. midday. And sadly for Darwin Buffaloes, their campaign is over. But Matty, we couldn't have asked for a greater game of footy.
It might be the most cliche saying in football, Sam, but full credit to the boys at the Bus today. They really gave everything there. Even though the margin was 8 points, they still really in those dying seconds tried to push it down into their forward half there. They never gave up. And I tell you what, Darwin Bus fans have a lot to be proud about and a lot to look forward to in the future as well. You mentioned before, this is the future of the NTFL, and there's a lot of star players out there tonight. But it was St Mary's that got the better of them, 9:8.62, 8:6.54.
Matty, we thank you very much for your support on this coverage tonight. Brilliant effort. Congratulations to St Mary's. They're through to the grand final. Tune in next week to see who will take out the title of under 18 premiers. I'm Sam Wood signing off from TIO Stadium in Darwin tonight.